I had a copperhead once try and bite me, and I killed it and I ate it. And I had a rattlesnake did the same thing, struck at me, missed. That was his mistake. We killed and ate that one too. And it's so now I did not. Those were not easy. First of all, snakes are not particularly easy to kill when they're pissed off, and so I would not say that those snakes did not suffer when they were dying, but at the end of it, I didn't feel bad.
Can I ask you? I don't want to be too like lib-pilled. Maybe this will like expose me. But do we all agree that factory farming is like an immoral thing to do then?
Yeah, I can't look. If I watch too many videos of those, I will turn vegetarian. They disturb me greatly, and I consider myself very grateful to live in an area where I can see ethical farmers.
So
it concerns me too, but honestly, when I go and pick up meat from the store, who are you going to tell who it's from exactly?
Yeah.
You know?
To be clear, I
love animals, but I love eating
I think
meat,
it's bad though.
Grant,
what do
honest,
you think? I feel like you would be like a pro factory farm guy.
Yeah, so I don't actually. I mean, I don't really have a problem with what is considered a factory farm here, at least. And it's interesting because there's a dairy farm near me that gets a lot of shit every year. They'll have some stupid ass group that comes by and protest them, and their cows are treated like fucking gold. Like those things they make them so much money. Like they have, and they even have, so I don't know if they still do it, but at one point in time, they were segregating the cows into the cows that get the hormones and whatnot, that the whatever the fuck it is, the FDA requires for them to be certified or whatever. And then they have the hormone, whatever cows, and they're segregated, so you'll never get milk that, if you don't want the
pasteurized and
you can, but you can actually buy non-pasteurized milk in Tennessee still as of now.
I think it's the hormones that go.
It's against the law in Alabama, but it's
milk that get people.
It's the hormones and the and I'm losing track. I can't think of the word. It's right there at the tip of my tongue.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of it either. Hold on.
Anyway, but they just don't put, and they don't feed the cows any of it, and the cows grow the same size. They're not smaller. They don't give less milk. But because there are some people that want non hormoned, no, man, why can I not think of this word?
I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of it either.
It's the same thing you use on a cut. It's not antibacterials; they're antibiotics. So that no antibiotics.
Corn fed or grain fed, like
They're all grass fed, corn fed, doesn't matter. They're
Yep.
and so and they take care of these cows, man. And I mean, they every year they get some bunch of dumbasses that come down there and will sit there and pick at the farm and just be all weird about it. And they're like, look, if you want milk that doesn't have the hormones and the antibiotics, we have that. If you want milk that has it all, we got that too.
raw milk.
Whatever and they sell raw milk.
What you think about? Okay, think about this. The people that are getting raw milk from
it's actually against the law in most states.
They're
to sell raw
still
milk, by the way.
getting those hormones in that milk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like those cows are still producing hormones in their milk, and I'm not against it. Like I love meat, I love raw cow milk, whatever. But the people that want to get away from it, they're still going to get it in that milk.
Well, according to the farmers who spend a bunch of time and money educating themselves on this, by the time the milk makes it to your table, there's no hormones or antibiotics left in that milk.
Bullshit.
This doesn't sound great. This doesn't sound like an actual like factory farm though. Like
what do they do?
Like,
what do you think a factory farm is?
Well, I mean, when I've seen factory farms, it's not pretty. I mean,
it's not pretty. I mean, they're cows. they're
no, but yeah,
the
I guess
have it horrible.
Yeah, like I worked on a non-factory
gas chambers
farm with like chickens, and like the chickens were like
the chickens are a different kind of deal, right? Like chickens are
they put pigs in gas chambers still.
It's like there's a degree of inhumanity where I think is too much.
I have to fact check that one, Kel. Up here where I am, so the way the farmers do it even with the pigs, okay, because pigs are very social creatures and they bond really well.
Mm-hmm.
The farmer will put 2 pigs on the truck, take them out to a part of the pasture, and walk them around in the pasture and whatnot, and make sure they get that time. They're happy, everything's cool. They take 1 pig, put it back on the truck, go back for the other one, and
localized farming. Like I'm talking about like major industrialized farming.
Yeah, this is definitionally not a factory farm, Beth.
Yeah,
that is not.
I think
but if you think about it,
guys, come on. I think what Beth and Confluence are talking about, and Kel, is the worst offenders are the chicken farms.
I can't.
Yeah,
I have chickens. I can't.
Yeah, it's a weird deal for me because on the one hand, I understand what they're doing, and I get it, but at the same time, you know, it's a rough life. But I mean, you know, they're raised to be food, so.
It is. They're raised to be food. They're raised to be.
Is that a moral? Again, I don't want to be lip-pilled, but is that a moral justification though?
I mean, I don't feel any. Honestly, I don't feel any morality about killing a chicken.
Okay.
And also, and at the same time, hold on. At the same time,
torturing one, yeah.
well, but I don't. How is it?
I don't want to be vegan,
but it's more
torture.
Well, here's my problem with it: is in my understanding, it's more torture when they don't trim the beaks and don't cut the spurs off. It's more dangerous for the chickens, more torture for them because they will attack each other and they will kill each other.
I guess I'm talking about like space protocols. Like at the farm I worked at, which was not even factory farm, it was a free range thing. The chickens were in like a 1-by-1 like cage, and there was like 2 to 3 chickens per cage. Sometimes the chickens would commit sewer slide. I'm gonna say that because I don't know who's screaming on what platform, but they would actually stick their neck out and twist it. I don't know if intentional or not because they're fucking chickens, but like they lived, like it was sad to see. I mean that there's no way they were happy. And like, yeah, I agree. Like, yeah, chickens kill them for food, but like there has to obviously like torturing a chicken would be wrong,
the chicken deal is tough, but I don't I don't feel any specific kind of way about it because those chickens are always going to be food. They're not going to ever be anyone's pet.
Yeah.
Now if it was
there's chickens in a coop, they do pluck. They pluck each other out.
Oh,
they will pluck each other out.
They're vicious.
Yes.
I'm having a problem
it's not about them living.
They're not cute little farm animals.
Oh my God.
Between like the circle of life and
let me ask you something.
Okay, and then I gotta ask
you a question.
Down to the circle of life. It does.
Let me pose you a question though.
I want to hear Cleaner.
So I understand what y'all are saying, that each of you have a viewpoint on how animals are treated and whatnot. So let's say hypothetically, right? We create an AI-driven robotic chicken, and it looks like a chicken. And for whatever reason, it produces meat just like regular chickens do. Does everything just like a regular chicken does. We made it like it's like a bio-robot, right? But we created it. So what is the difference between the chicken automaton that we create and the chicken that was already here? Like, what is the difference?
I can answer that easily. I would say it depends on your concept of like pea zombies, which in this case would be like, I guess, like chicken pea zombies. If you're familiar with that philosophical concept, like,
okay, how would you tell the difference?
Where does the protein come from?
I don't know if I mean that gets to like humans, right? Like if you could clone yourself, how do you know if you like actually experience qualia?
Well, I mean, with humans, it's actually the cool thing is it's actually a lot easier to tell a clone of a human from another human, right? So like if you have two human beings, you have an adult human being and you clone them. The clone will not know what the adult human being knows because the adult human being is a culmination of experiences and knowledge. The clone is just a DNA replica, a blank slate.
No.
So
I'm talking
the chicken. It's very different with a chicken, right?
I don't think it actually is.
Chickens are all programmed. Everything in our animals that we have is all programmed. Pattern recognition, judgment calls. It's not emotion and higher intellect. Emotion and higher intellect are restricted to only human beings. We know
disagree. This. I mean, like if you think of like I mean, I don't want to punt it to science fiction, but like if you think of like if you Cleaner were cloned right now and there was a copy of you that had the same memories, like the neurons were actually cloned. Well, I mean, should we treat the clone of Cleaner with respect? Does he feel something, or is he a philosophical zombie? Does he not feel anything? He just acts like he feels things, but he actually doesn't. Ontologically, that's a very difficult thing to prove in any philosophical sense.
I think there's no acts on the new.
No, actually, it's real simple.
On the new information that is presented, he is programmed to the information that he is programmed with before. But if he is a program that is in a new environment, he is programmed to interact with everything that he is in to that day.
Right, but I'm saying two Cleaners split off right now, and we have to like decide which is the real Cleaner and which one we can like kill for food and which one we can't.
The thing that you're missing within your hypothetical, you're going off of a lot of assumptions.
Yeah, we're going
kind of
down
veering away from the chickens and the animals, right?
I think it's going down a rabbit hole here.
No, but I would argue it's related because us trying to judge animal suffering is kind of similar in that sense.
We're not eating humans.
No, it's not similar. It's not similar because we were given domain over the animals, not over other humans.
Okay, so you're punting to like biblically though.
No, I'm talking about based off of the two main drivers of life. The two main drivers of life are survival and reproduction. Our survival, we utilize the animals for.
I think it comes down to what Cam the King just said. I got 65 chickens. They aren't pets. They are fucking food.
Grid, before we move on, did you hear about my trans chicken?
No, but I don't want to. I don't know that I want to.
It's kind of funny.
I know you told me the rooster died and one of the hens.
I got a new rooster though. Did you hear about that?
No, you didn't tell me that.
Yeah, somebody gave me a new rooster. 2 days, my trans chicken's all better.
Yeah, so that's actually a thing in nature where if the male die, like clownfish do the same thing. If the male dies, one of the females will assume the role of the male to some degree.
Within 2 days, she's like all better. She immediately first she did try to attack him, but then she submitted immediately, and she's all happy again now.
Grid, I know you don't want to talk about this, but maybe we could table this.
I think you're actually serious about this. I thought this was one of those rare moments when like a woman was telling a joke and I was waiting for the punchline and I was like, okay, I'm gonna laugh, right? Because like Beth comes up with some good stuff sometimes, you know, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna laugh. Wait, there's no punchline. She means this. What the fuck?
It wasn't a real trans chicken.
There is a punchline. It's just that sometimes all it takes is one good cock, and you know some trans problems can be solved. Just saying.
You win.
Well, that's a good punchline actually.
Maybe in the
that is actually
in the chicken world.
In the chicken world.
Yeah, in the chicken
world. I don't even disagree. Look, I can tell you right now, most guys that have, I don't know, grew up in my era, maybe Grid's era as well, somewhere between us two, right? Like, for real, okay? We know, like, chicks, like, you're normal, and then we give it to you once, you're not normal anymore, but if you're not normal, we give it to you once, somehow you fucking level out. I don't know what it is, but the dick does a lot of things to a lot of chicks.
There's some science behind that.
Yeah.
Just saying.
It's
all about
definitely
science.
reproducible
It's about,
results.
okay, it's about biology. It's not about even like, it's biology. That's what it is.
There's some science to it.
Yeah.
Well, biology is science, so you know.
I'm just saying, look, an animal rights debate in the future that could be fire. I'm just saying, I want to be a part of that. Okay.
Animals have the right to get the fuck in my oven and then my belly.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
Against me, Cleaner.
Right.
You against me.
Let me ask
people. Good.
Have you okay? We have all heard about the lab tech meat, like the lab meat. Correct?
Yeah.
We've heard about that. Have you ever experienced getting lab meat at your home? Like before you buy lab meat, or not even lab meat, but just like you think it's regular chicken and you come home and it's like just peeling apart, just like in pieces. Like
but that's not okay. I have to say that's not lab.
Okay.
Lab meat is like $50,000. Like lab meat is cost.
No, what I'm saying is there is some kind of technology out there that is trying to get it into.
I don't know how we got on this subject. This is the weirdest subject.
Where did it start?
So
I take partial responsibility.
Yeah. So the whole
we know the difference. My point is we know the difference.
Yeah, but you're talking like beyond meat. You're talking about like vegan substitutes. That's not the same as lab meat.
Yeah. All right. So here's the thing. We started out talking about, I think that, you know, I think Kel was not even against meat, but that, whatever. And I said, yeah, I drove by and looked at my steak in the eyes the other day. And I don't know how we got onto the factory farming thing, but I think, chicken farm and the chicken industry, I mean, it's just insane. But the alternative to not having that industry the way that it is a lot higher price of protein for most people.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's why I can't watch the videos
and so that's why I still eat meat.
Yeah, I've driven a lot. I've done a fair amount. So there was a whole thing back a few years ago about the idea of tilapia being the new chicken. Right? Because they can raise it really easy. They grow really fast. The meat's good for you, all that kind of stuff. The problem is that keeping all of the water in the tanks and everything clean enough is really it's even harder than keeping the chicken.
It's a lot more work.
And so it didn't work. So we're stuck with chicken as being that inexpensive protein that that everybody can get a hold of, and so until we change something majorly, I mean, these chicken places are ridiculous now, and I don't disagree that to some degree that we can have it so that, for example, we could go back to a more normal chicken, because I don't know if you've ever seen a meat chicken, but they're funny looking as fuck. Right? Like they have they can barely walk because they're
Which that's wrong. So the question is, do we owe them no humanity, even though they're like sentient beings, just because we're raising them for food? Because yeah, we do give them growth hormones so much that they can barely walk around. It's really sad if you've ever seen
it's not growth hormones. It's just selective breeding to the point where they're genetically predisposed.
What's the key word?
There may be, I mean, to be fair, Grid, there may be some places they use growth hormones.
Sure. I can't say 100% they don't, but they're not.
I don't think we owe any animal humanity. That's why we call it humanity.
Morality.
Human.
I'm Kel-pilled on this. I think we do.
What's the key word in humanity? Like, what's the key word?
Human.
You know, it's an interesting thing. You know, when I was growing up, hold on. I want to make this. Right? I'm gonna piss everybody in the planet off right now, but this is the way it is. When I was a kid, I firmly remember my dad, my stepdad, walking over to the neighbor's dog that had come in there into our yard again and attacked me and my brothers, and shooting that dog in the head and leaving it where it laid. I absolutely remember that.
A dog that attacks your kids, though, is different.
Yeah, that's self-defense.
Not gonna lie, like
and by my wife is calling again.
Your dog is subject to die, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, I think
chicken attacking a kid. What about your chicken? Still attacking your kid? Then what?
You're still talking about what would you do to animals morally, ethically, things like that. And I think there are a limited list of things that most people could generally agree on. Like you wouldn't just like go up to a dog and break its fucking leg for no reason, right? Yeah. I mean, like there's certain things we just wouldn't do to animals because it's just not right.
But Cleaner, why isn't it? I guess if you're saying that like animals or chickens don't deserve any humanity, why not torture a chicken? I guess like what is the
method? What is the method that makes something torture? What is it that makes a thing torture?
No, I'm saying let's say it's my like
right. I'm asking you the question because it's important. When you use the word torture,
I'm answering.
What is it that makes something torture?
I'm saying let's say I'm a sadist and I want to hurt a chicken, but if that chicken has no value at all morally and you don't care about its suffering, why would you say that I could not harm that chicken for my own sadistic pleasure?
I don't understand how that answers the question of what torture is.
It doesn't.
Wait, how does that not? Wait, what? I'm sorry. If you want to,
if you're just killing a chicken,
I'm sorry. If you need a definition of torture. Torturing is, I would say, causing undue pain.
Right, there you go. Hold on. That's important. Yeah. Okay? When you say causing undue pain, all right, we know animals can feel pain.
Right.
We do not wish to inflict pain on them. However, we do have domain over them. And so if we're going to eat them, then we're going to have to kill them to eat them.
Yes.
No, I understand, but I'm asking you, why can't I inflict undue pain onto a chicken? What moral ground would you say I can't do? If you've expressed that it's just food, so why if I'm a sadist and I want to pick a chicken, why can't I do that?
I've got the answer.
It's because as human beings, we have certain things that we know we wouldn't want done to any living creature. Like we wouldn't want to inflict pain on any creature unless it was absolutely necessary. That's a moral constraint that was brought upon the world within the Christian faith.
Yes, because that's the other thing is these are creations that by God's own hands, and why would we disrespect a creation of our, you know?
We all
that's where it comes down to,
though, right? Like, so
we're all
we put a line on life on like where we respect it and where we don't. Do we all agree on that at least?
No. So
okay.
we don't agree on that.
Confluence. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
So, you take us. We're taking chickens. We're taking pigs. We're taking cows. We're taking them in the factory where, you know, if we consume them, we're taking them into a process where it's inhuman. But we're taking them in where if they are processed, they don't feel pain. They don't feel nothing. It's just quick, whatever. We take them. We take their meat and we eat them. All right. If you take a lion, if you take a tiger, if you take any other animal in the wild, right, and they want to take their prey, it's all about prey in the day, is it not?
I mean,
I'm not sure we're
personally, I consider it abuse if you cook my steak beyond medium rare.
Okay, but if you take a lion, he's in the wild, right? If we are the superior, if you take a superior in the animal kingdom and he takes his prey and he takes it and he bites it in the neck until it bleeds to death, or until he snaps his neck or whatever, that's inhumane, correct? But he's eat.
I mean,
we are designed to be meat eaters,
right?
Correct?
But we're
I mean, I had a snake try and bite me once. I killed and ate it.
It's good. Snake is
that's good. I mean, what
it is
Grit
good.
is saying,
but like in the end,
that's self-defense.
Predators are gonna
I killed and ate it.
prey in the end, and we just do it in a more inhumane way than other predators in the wild.
Okay,
we
yes,
do it
we
in a
do.
humane way.
Okay, I want to take an issue with. Okay, I worked on a farm. Okay, I know, like we might try to like bolt gun cows as easy as possible. It is not suffering-free process. I'm just gonna tell you. I don't know if any of you have worked on a farm. It is
right. We try to minimize the suffering. To be fair to what you're saying, Confluence, we try to minimize the suffering. But the thing that's important about this, the thing that's important about this, though, Confluence, is that we try to minimize the suffering to give them a humane death because it is our moral obligation under Christianity.
Yes.
And whether or not you know it, you're arguing a Christian viewpoint.
Yes, you are. Because
brother, I
want to go back to the
I
snake thing for a minute because
emphatically Christian.
Put a cow out in an open field and see how somebody else kills it. Is that better than the way that we kill it?
No, look, nature is red in tooth and claw, but I think we're called to be higher to that. We are called to.
We are higher.
So then what's higher?
We can show mercy.
Higher.
I'm not supporting some like insane vegetarian stance here. I'm saying
let me step in here.
Give
me a second. Just give me a second. So I had a copperhead once try and bite me, and I killed it and I ate it. And I had a rattlesnake did the same thing, struck at me, missed. That was his mistake. We killed and ate that one too. And it's a now I did not. Those were not easy. First of all, snakes are not particularly easy to kill when they're pissed off, and I would not say that those snakes did not suffer when they were dying. But at the end of it, I didn't feel bad.
Well, yeah, they came for the king and they fucking missed. So of course,
right. Now, if we're going to talk about so and I guess here's my position on it, and I don't know why this is a heated argument, right? So if we're going to if we're going to raise food or raise animals for food, then those animals aren't really are they anything more? I don't know.
I mean, I think under a Christian worldview, I think yes.
Under Christian worldview, God gives man domain over the animals to rule over them. And you need to consider what goes into a ruler's job over anything that they are overseeing, right? And that was the thing, is to care for them, to treat them in such a way that you have
a conversation to have.
You have that basic respect. And so, dude, yeah. Okay,
do we all agree that the suffering should at least be minimized? Are we all on the same page on that?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, as much as is possible within the realm that we have. Like we're on this planet, we have people that need to eat, we do have to feed them, and so therefore we will minimize the suffering as much as we can. However, we still have to feed everybody, so
okay.
Well, I don't
I agree with that. There's like some moral cost that has to be spent. I'm not saying we should like shut down every factory farm, because then people are going to die, and people are more important than animals. So I think I think maybe we agree. I think
on that point we can agree. Yeah.